Okay, so 25 through 30 are the other two pages that are added to the review. They are Unit 7, the properties of exponents. So basically there are 3 properties, 4, that we need to know. So when you multiply, you add. When you divide, you subtract. When it's raised to a power, you multiply. And then when it's negative, move it. So if it's negative on the top, move it to the bottom, it turns positive, or vice versa. So multiplication, you add, and division, you subtract. Numbers are just numbers. Those are just what you do to exponents. Exponents only. It has nothing to do with the numbers. So start off with the numbers. So 45 divided by 15. Is it 3 or 30? Of course, it's not 30. It's 3. So you can eliminate C and D. And then just pick a letter. And we should have negatives here. The negatives didn't show up. Most chose V, so you have V to the 12th over V to the 4th. So what that looks expanded, you would have 12 V's on the top and 4 V's on the bottom, and you can eliminate 4 of them. That is why you subtract. So 12 minus 4 is 8. So it's not V to the 16, it's V to the 8. So my answer is A. So you don't have to do the entire problem as long as what you do is different on the answer choices. Okay, 26. So again, when it's on the outside, you multiply. So, and if there's not an exponent, the exponent is 1. So 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. And so, notice the answer is H. Of course, all the problems that we did, couldn't leave a negative in an answer. 27, you're going to use what we just did. And so you're looking for what is the value of the exponent. So you're going to do 3 times 7 is 21. So you multiply, the power to powers multiply. So when you multiply, you add. When you divide, you subtract. And when you raise it to a power, you multiply the exponents. And then 22 plus 21, because we are multiplying, so we're going to add. So 22 plus 21 equals 43. And that's your answer you would type in. And next is... So this will be the next page on your review. So go to that other picture. So pause. Okay, so when it's on the outside, it's a power to power. So we're going to multiply. But that does not mean that we do 144 times 1/2. So we're only going to multiply the exponents. So we have k squared and r to the 14 raised to the 1/2. And, so half of 2 is 1. Half of 14 is 7. So that goes to here and here. Okay, so the 144 raised to the 1/2. So you're going to type in your calculator 144. Use the caret symbol, which is above your clear, and do 1 divided by 2. Press enter. So, second quit gets you back to your main screen. And so 144, raise it, that's above the division, 1/2. And press enter. So 1/2 is the same thing as square root. And so your answer is 12. So our answer is F. Okay, 29. So we have -3 times 4. So we have q to the 4th raised to the negative 3. So we're going to multiply. So you get negative 12. So the q to the negative 15, you can move up and add it to the other q's. So negative 12 plus 15 give you q to the 3rd. So our answer is H. That is one way to think about it. Another way to think about it, same problem, is because that outer exponent is negative, you can bring it down. So you can take q to the 4th and raise it to a positive 3 on the bottom. And then that q to the negative 15, you can move to the top, and I made that a g, to the positive 15. So q to the 15, and then 3 times 4 is 12. And again, when you divide, you subtract. So 15 minus 12 is still 3. So your answer is still q to the 3rd. Just a different way to think about it. Okay, 30. And we are multiplying. That's multiplication. So what I recommend is do the numbers first. So 10 over 2 times 4. Now, can I do that in my head? 100%. But you can also do it by calculator. So alpha x, 10 over 2, which of course is 5, times 4 is 20. So times 4, press enter, and you get 20. So now I can eliminate A and C. So either my Q ends up 17 and 9 or 1s. So just by looking at all these numbers, there's no way that's going to reduce to 1. So my guess is B. So you don't have to do all of the letters. You can pick one. So for instance, if you wanted to do Q's, you have Q to the 5th and Q to 6 raised to the 2. So when you raise it to the 2, you multiply. So 2 times 6 is 12. So you get Q to the 12th and the Q to the 5th. So you add 12 plus 5 is 17. So that's my Q's. The W's, we have 7 here and 3 here. So again, when you divide, you subtract. So 7 minus 3 is 4. So I end up with W to the 4 on top. Those go away. And that negative 5, I bring to the top and add it to the other. So I add 5 more. So 4 plus 5 is 9. Again, my answer is B. So common sense told me it was B. But you can also work it. And again, you don't have to do the entire problem. You could have picked just one letter and eliminated the fact, or pick the letter and look at it and know that you're not going to end up with 1. So that is the end of our Unit 6 through 8 review. So this will be the 3rd time we're testing over this, but this is all star-released questions. So make sure and study and be ready for your test on Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday, I will be able to stay after school, Tuesday and Wednesday. Thank you.